What's going on, you guys? This is day 3 of week 5. We are tuning in today to get an update of the tank. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. So far, with the change of the CO2 injection, the change of the lighting intensity, and the change of the maintenance routine, I have noticed a big change of the algae and difference in algae blooming. First things first, I want to say what I witnessed was this water wisteria right here, right next to the red plant right here. It's a water wisteria right here. This plant, the top leaves used to be filled with a lot more algae, and the bottom leaves was definitely filled completely with algae. And now looking at it, I can see it's a lot less of the algae on the bottom leaf and just almost nearly none on the top leaves, which is a good sign. It means that I am winning this war. Yes, indeed. Also, I've noticed the stem plants are here. I'm not sure which one this one's called. I think it's called like microanthea. It's like it's supposed to be a red plant, but it's like a greenish red. It was green when I bought it, and now I'm noticing the red coming out. And it used to have algae on it too. There's some algae left right here on these medium leaves, but I rest assured that they will either be gone within the next couple of weeks or so, because I'm gonna do a trimming once this top portion gets tall enough. I'm gonna do a trimming and cut out the portion and replant it, and I'll probably more than likely remove the bottom half if it is not thriving as much as I want it. What else? The penny wort as well. The leaves used to be filled with algae, and I'm noticing a lot of algae not being on the leaves anymore. They're almost completely gone. It's still some, but it's disappearing. Also, if you look at the right side of the intake pipe, the inlet pipe of the filter, you can see that there's some eggs. Those are corridor eggs. I'm not too hyped up about those eggs right now because most of the time they either get eaten by the other fish or they do hatch, but the fishes end up getting sucked into the filter and not being able to survive into the chemical filter over here. Other than that, we also have the Stereorepis over here. I trimmed the tops the other day of some of them because I wanted to see if it was gonna push out some growth in the plants, and I haven't noticed much growth. I would say it's hard to tell right now, but I did replant the tips to see if they would grow. It seems like they might grow. I'm not necessarily too sure. It's still too new. It's only been 2 days. But other than that, what else? Oh yeah, also I have my Monte Carlo right here. A couple of days ago they were yellowish, but now I can see that they're turning back to a greenish color. I think they're doing the whole transition period into water, from growing outside of water, along as well as the Stereorepis. I think it's the same thing because the tips are still light greenish, but the other leaves from the middle half down are turning a lot more greenish. It might end up going back to dark green like how when I got the plant. I'm hoping for that. But yeah, back to the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo, I was seeing it turn yellowish. I was kind of getting losing hope for the Monte Carlo, thinking that I probably won't carpet. But then I noticed that one of the Monte Carlo earlier today got uprooted. I replanted it before the lights came on. I replanted it, and now that the lights are on, I see that there's roots, really good roots that were developed within what's that? About a week. Yeah, it's been a week, and it's been really good roots on that one that got uprooted. I don't know how it got uprooted, but it did. So my guess is that underneath these other bunches of Monte Carlo, there is some strong roots. Hopefully, that's what I'm praying for. So we could get a carpet going down on this corner right here. I also replanted some Monte Carlo right here too, along with the Stereorepis. I didn't really want the Monte Carlo there, but I just had no space. They just kept getting little pieces, kept getting uprooted, so I just decided to put it there, so I don't disturb the already bunch that I have here that it's planted. So we'll see how that goes in this side. Also, what did I do? Oh, I also removed the plants that had that most algae on the leaves in the last video at the end of that day of week 4. And I put it in a blackout bucket. It's been so far since Monday, 3 days of blackout period. I have definitely been checking on it every day to see how the plants are doing. The water seems fine. The water doesn't smell weird or anything like that. I heard from the gentleman from Aqua Pros. He was saying that if the water smells a little funky, just change it out. If it doesn't, then you're all good. And he left it in the bucket for like almost a month, and he was able to have his Anubias survive that whole treatment naturally. So that's the approach I'm going with those plants. If those plants end up dying, I'm just gonna have to take an L and hope that my Stergon repens grow fast enough for me to replant and fight this war against the algae. Other than that, I've been just trimming some plant leaves. I trim most of the leaves that I've been focusing on are these red plants right here, because I really want these red plants to survive. So any of the dead leaves I see, I just trim them. As you can see in the back one, the further one to the back is basically like almost bare naked. I try not to trim the bottom leaves of it because they don't really seem dead to me, but the top leaves were kind of fading out in color, and so I just trimmed it because I didn't want it to die anymore. The really top leaves seem to be thriving. I'm hoping it grows and it grows more leaves, and I could cut it and replant it in a make it look prettier. Other than that, tanks is pretty much the same. The fishes are doing good. The water's good. Speaking of water, yeah. So when I changed the tank, the water on the end of week 4, the nitrate level of the water was 20 ppm, and then I dosed 3 pumps of the Easy Green Aquarium Co-op Easy Green, and then every day since, so that's 3 days since, I've been pumping 2 pumps per day. And I've also been paying attention to the water levels of the nitrates in the water, and it seems to me it hasn't been budging over 20 ppm. My guess is because I got the CO2 to the correct levels of the tank, and possibly the lighting, and maybe that's the reason why. And then I'm thinking the plants are just eating up all of the nitrates as much as possible for the growth. That's my assumption. I'm gonna go on with the 2 pumps per day to see if I can fix this greenage, and also see if the water is gonna go above the 20 ppm level. If not, I could probably stretch out to another week before the next water change. That's what I'm trying to aim for. I'm trying to aim for 2 weeks, but if I have to do it every week, I don't mind doing it every week. If I have to do it twice a week, I don't mind doing it twice a week as well. I was gonna do it today, but the nitrates in the water didn't change much, so I didn't want to take out any nutrients from the tank because the plants need it. What else? Oh yes, the lighting. I also bumped up the lighting 1 notch up. This to my Phoenix. This is my Phoenix Planet Plus 24/7. I have it on custom mode. I had it at 50% basically, but I notched it up, so right now I believe it's at 60% lighting. And I want to see if it's gonna make any difference on the algae, if it blooms quick by the end of this week. If there's no algae bloom, I'm probably gonna notch it up 1 more because I want more lighting for the plants. I'm trying to make sure the plants thrive more, because I'm trying to fix their coloration. I think they might be like kind of growing too fast to not going too fast. What's it? I want to say like they're not getting enough light to the nutrients, so they're growing, but they're not able to grow as vibrant, I guess. I'm not sure how this works, but that's just my guess. Other than that, that's all for today, guys. The tank is doing really good. I'm really happy and satisfied with the results. I also have some dwarf hair grass that I'll show you guys later in the future that happen to still be in there, and those 2 bunches of dwarf hair grass actually got algae free. I'm really surprised. If they end up thriving, I'll be pretty happy about that, because I wanted that. Initially I wanted a carpet of dwarf hair grass, but now I'm going to go for the Monte Carlo carpet and the Stergon repens carpet, and just a bunch of crazy plants in the back. Stay tuned for the end of the week video. I'll see you guys then. Thank you. Bye. What's going on, guys? It is about day 5 or day 6 of week number 5. Um, what's going on? I think there might be an algae problem right there on my, what's it? Pogo Stella Octo something. My plant back there looks like it's dying. The leaves are lighter and it's not shooting out any new leaves, and you can see the stem very clear. My crib right here is doing good. Some new leaves under, I can see it. My Monte Carlo looks like some new growth, but very slowly. It keeps getting uprooted, so I'm slowly separating the when it gets uprooted, I'll separate it even more fine, and I'll like single plant them. Like you can see the one right there, back there, whatnot. My cryptocorn lucens right here, you can see the yellow spots on it right there. Might be lacking something. I think it's or still might be transitioning into the new tank. That's what I'm assuming for all these plants. I'm not doing anything right now since I last trimmed them and whatnot. I'm just assuming that they are transitioning and hoping that they are. I do see underneath the tank some roots because my stand is a metal stand, and I can see under the tank, so I can see which plant has the roots. I can see the roots coming from the S repens, and I can see like a heavy root back there. I'm not sure which plant's giving out heavy root in the back over there. It could be the one that's dying out right here. It could be that one, that batch right there, or I know for sure it's not the Stella Pogo Stella Oct whatever back there. My Nubius, I noticed too, got lighter. Kind of worried a little bit. I see small little dark leaves beneath it, but I'm not really sure what that could be, new growth or not. My red plants seem to be still red. A week and a half now, they're still red. The taller one back here, I would say it's doing okay-ish. I'm hoping it's doing okay-ish. What else? My anarchist bunch, they've been thriving. You can see they just grow and grow. I'm gonna trim those later this week. My Amazon sword, I might have to take an L and get a new one because I think I trimmed off too much leaves. I haven't seen any new leaves grow since, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves 7 leaves that I'm leaving on. See if anything happens with that. Hopefully. This little bunch right here, I also got from GLA. I forgot what this plant's called, but it seems to be doing nothing much really. It's not dying, and it doesn't seem like it's growing. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I wish I could tell. I just put it in a bunch with the Bacopa back there. You can see the Bacopa right there. The Bacopa seems to be doing nothing as well. I'm not sure why. It's been like a week and a half now, and I haven't seen not much progress in those plants. My plant right here, which is I think the Macandra red or something like that. It's supposed to be like similar to the Bacopa, but it grows red, and it seems to be growing healthier, but we'll have to see on that in the next, I guess, 2 weeks. But so far this tank still is a lot less algae since I changed the CO2, corrected it. It seems to be doing a lot better and thriving. I did notice I do notice the algae from my hair. I think that's algae right there on the Stella Pogus Octave, whatever. I think that's algae. I think that might be from the easy iron, so I'm gonna dial back on the easy iron. I'm gonna go with initial 3 pumps, and then 1 pump, and then 2 pump every day, easy green, and every other day I'll pump 1 pump of the iron, just to give a little bit more iron into the tank. Still going to be doing the weekly water change. I think I was going to mention that to you guys. I think what I'm going to do instead, let me zoom this out real quick, sorry. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is see how this tank goes with just 40 ppm, because it was at 20 ppm when I did the last water change, and now it's about 40 ppms of nitrate. I think this tank might need more nitrate, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably skip the water change tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the video and for this week's update, and we're gonna see how it goes with no water change day by day. I'm gonna be paying attention to the walls. I'm gonna be paying attention to the leaves to make sure there's no algae growing on the leaves. I want to make sure the tank's good, because that's what we're fighting here. We're fighting the algae. So let's hope we win. Praying that we did, because I also dialed back up the light to max settings just today. Today is the first day. I dialed it up to max settings because I was thinking as well that since I corrected the CO2, I dialed down the lights, and still the plants seem to be not thriving. So since the CO2 got corrected, I actually dialed down the lights. I decided to dial back up the lights with the CO2 corrected, to hope that this is now a highlight setup, because I know this is a Phoenix 24, the Phoenix Planet Plus 24/7 at max settings doesn't really give that much of power. This is supposedly 21 inches tall. This is a 29 gallon, so 21 inches tall, and the power is at like I think 18 inches at 50 or something like that. So with my substrate, looks about maybe 1.5 inches up or 2 inches up. So I guess you could kind of give or take say that it's the right amount of substrate to the lighting, I would assume. Not really sure. I'm all new to this, total noob, but I'm just going with the flow. And I also noticed, actually, my Java friend right over here, let me zoom back in. My Java friend right there, as you can see, is actually melting. You can see that's weird. I've never seen that happen before, but I guess it's happening. So I gotta figure out what's going on with that. I'm pretty sure it could be a nutrient deficiency, but I don't know what. What else did I do? Let me zoom back out. Okay, so my blackout tank is gone. I finished it. I scavenged what I could of the plants, because I noticed that they were starting to die off. So I just got the best plants with the less algae possible on the leaves, which is that one plant right here, these 2 sets right here. That's one. I replanted it. It's nice, basically all green, and it has that vibrant purplish on the below it, as you can see. And also the water wisteria, I got like 3 or 4 bunches, small little bunches, and I put them right there, and I'm hoping that they're gonna grow back and grow lush and help, because I know that that's a fast grower. So I'm just trying to fight that algae, guys. Other than that, the tank is doing, I would say, good. We're at about, like I said, just about 30 to 40 ppm nitrate. I'm gonna pay attention every day. I'm gonna test the waters and see how much nitrate is in the water column, and see if it goes past 80 within the next week. If I see it go past 80, that's when I'll do a 50% water change and dial it down to 40 and just keep it at 40. I'm gonna try to keep the nitrate level at 40 ppms. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, guys, this is, oh yeah, last thing, forgot. You see that floating thing? Yeah, that is another lily bulb that I bought from Petco. I actually got 2 of them. That one didn't seem to want to sink. Other one is right. Let me zoom in real quick. other one is right there. I planted that one sunk, and then it was right over here, but I moved it out of the way because I felt like the fishes kept uprooting the Monte Carlo because of that the hair algae or whatever that grows in there. They eat it. That one's clear of it because they just been eating it like crazy. I'm hoping that one sprouts some type of roots so I could get some lily bulbs, well, aquatic lilies, whatever they're called, going on in there. And that one as well, let me zoom back out. That one as well, that one that's floating, I hope sprouts so then I could just anchor it down, because I don't know why I didn't want to sink. It's been like 3 days now. It just didn't want to sink, so it is what it is. But as for week 5 ending, I'm very happy of my plant's progress against algae. Most of them don't have any of the brownish tint to them, and the green hair algae seems to be gone. I could see a little bit of it on this anarchist bunch right here, but you know, it's just a little bit. It's nothing to be too much worried. It's nothing to be worried about. I think if it does seem to grow more, I would just simply remove that bunch because I have a bunch of those, and then just replant other ones. But other than that, the tank is looking good. Like I said, I hope in the next following weeks the tank does a lot. The tank does a lot better. Oh look, you can see my little hill stream loach right there, eating away at the algae food that I just dropped in there, because I noticed that he's been on the ground more than the walls. I think because I've been scraping the walls almost like every other day, just because whenever I see like a little tint of algae, I just start scraping the walls. I just don't want the algae to spread. I'm afraid that's where it starts to spread, so I just avoid it and I scrape it. But he's over there enjoying his little food. Been seeing him on the ground a lot more. My auto sinklets, my other algae cleaners, I don't know where they are. I don't think they're missing, but I just don't. I usually would be able to see them, but there's so much plants now that they're probably hiding somewhere. But I hope they're okay. I don't see any bodies. You know, I'm not trying to say they're dead, but I don't see any bodies, so they should be good. They should probably just hiding. I usually have one hiding behind that inlet pipe right there, but I don't see it. I didn't see it earlier, so let's hope for the best. Yeah guys, video's going on pretty long. This is the end of week 5 basically. We are not gonna do a water change today because we're gonna try to keep the tank at 40 ppms. Plant growth is, I would say, very mild, not really lush plant growth in the week of the correction of the CO2. This week 6 we're going to be focusing on the max lighting and the correction of the CO2 with the 3 pumps of Easy Green and 2 pumps every day afterwards. 1 pump of the Easy Iron from the initial, and then 1 pump every other day going on. So yeah guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you then. Bye.